Welcome back to Meg's Mysteries. This story is called The Bootlegger's Granddaughter. What is a bootlegger? A person who makes, distributes, or sells illegally. Originated from the practice of smuggling illegal items in the leg of a tall boot. Bet you didn't know that. But this story is about the Prohibition era and bootlegged alcohol. 1920, Chicago. Time of bootleggers and zone wars. Mobsters like Al Capone, who made $60 million a year with hard liquor and had 1,000 speakeasies. Then he controlled all of them. Back to our story, 1931. Less known mobsters, small-time ones like Long Leg Lenny, my granddad, Leonard Conway, and his gang, Buddy the banker, who handled the money and sales of their items, and Cross-Eyed Culligan. They were small-time mobsters who made a lot of money. They all grew up with the stories of Capone and Luciano and other well-known mobsters of the day. They worked on the north side of Chicago, but far away from the real ones. Not a problem for the big guys. Granddad, Long-Legged Lenny, had connections to a speakeasy that his girlfriend, Angel Eyes, owned, and they supplied hard liquor that so many couldn't get due to the Prohibition. Some bathtub gin and other hard liquors hard to get. They were in great demand for drinks and entertainment. They made a lot of money and kept a low profile. Even some of the coppers looked the other way and were paid off. They were too busy with the real mobsters, like Capone and the others, so Granddad and the gang did all right for themselves. But the Conway's gang did have their rival family, the Carlinas. Rossi Carlina, another small-time gangster. He owned Carlina's Wines, but also dabbled in hard liquor sales on the side. Carlina got his big break selling wine none other to Capone himself. That's the wine that he always drank. He was protected by the mob. Zone wars were going on and big-time gangsters were having their own problems. Carlina and Conway made a pact to stay on their own sides and keep away from each other. They didn't want any zone wars like was going on with the big-time gangsters. They both made out and made their fortunes. Now times have changed, but they're old men now. They still hold a grudge. They still keep their families far away from each other. Both have legal businesses now. I'm Bridget Conway, Long-Legged Lenny's granddaughter. I'm in high school at St. Anne's. Our family's still in the same neighborhood, on the Irish section. All kids go to the same school on the north side of Chicago. Even Carlina's children attend. We all go to the same church. It's funny to see the two families on opposite sides, and the grandfathers glaring at each other, never speaking. We're not allowed to mingle when they're with us. The Carlinas and Conways always kept to themselves, and their business took different avenues. I guess old mobsters still hold their grudges and rules. Keep to your own side. Carlina's wine made them rich, and there was money from the early days of illegal sales. The Conways got into import-export business and started it up with the money from the old days. Now both families were legal. Still, the old men kept their grudges and told anyone who would listen their old tales. I was brought up with Granddad's glory days of the 20s and 30s, but he warned me, stay with my own kind. But some of the children all got along. We see each other every day in school. Unfortunately, I didn't listen. I met Rossi's grandson, Rocco Carlina Jr. I had no choice. He was in the school play with me. Romeo and Juliette. Guess who was Juliet? And he was, you guessed it, Romeo. We got close and hid it from our families and Granddad's. He never told his family. We would meet at my Granddad's old garage near where the Speakeasy used to be. We owned the whole block. But secrets do come out, and in the end, we had to play our parts, Romeo and Juliet, in real life. They found out, and Rocco's father found out. He made him promise to stop seeing me. My granddad, who raised me, told me the same. But did we listen? Of course not. We knew our family's history, how they became rich in the day. So we tried to, as you say, blackmail our way out. I wrote a letter, and Rocco did the same, letting them know we know all their secrets and where the skeletons were buried. Both sides of the family had their secrets. Well, that didn't go well. We were pulled apart anyway. I was sent away to a private all-girls school, Rocco to an all-boys school, far away from each other. That didn't help. We found a way out. We tried to get our families together, but they're stubborn men. Our only way out was to take a line from the play, just to scare them, but this did not go well. I, being Juliette, took some sleeping tonic, and Rocco followed my lead, thinking that we would be saved in time. We both met at the garage where my granddad kept his old 1932 Ford. I took my grandmother's sleeping tonic. It was for her nerves, she used to tell me. She used to tell me, it's the only way to escape to sleep with the life of a mobster's wife. It was lanium. Too deadly if you take too much. Well, we sat in the old car and waited. We thought we would just take a small amount, half and half of the bottle, and just sleep for a while. We both written notes to our grandfathers and left them by their desk, knowing they would see them. Maybe when they found us so determined to be together, we could be saved and they would let us be finally together. Well, it was too late. Granddad didn't find the note in time, and when he did, he asked everybody where I could be. One of my cousins told him, I would meet Rocco at your own garage, Granddad. Maybe I was still there. He called Rocco's grandfather, and they both met at the garage, but by that time we were both gone. Our ghosts saw the look in their eye, the sadness and hurt, so we decided to stay and watch over both families. Now, along with the ghost of the past, all from both sides. Many died due to their mob wars and still lingered in the old neighborhood. Now we've joined them. We woke up ghost. That was a lousy plan, Rocco said, but at least we're together, and they can't come between us anymore. I said, it's not the way I planned it. So now we joined the other ghost. I told you there were skeletons on both sides. They shared their stories with us. Forbidden love, murder, and greed. One thing, it made the families come together, mourning their shared loss. The grudges from the past are now just those that of the past. We will keep an eye on them to make sure this never happens again. It's a new age. Bootleggers and mobsters are a thing of the past. The family feuds are now over. But at what cost? Our mixed-up plan did not work for us. Shakespeare's play, what were we thinking? Bootleggers made their money and never got caught. They all lived a good life, but now they paid the price. Our messed-up plan failed. We didn't have a ghost of a chance, did we? But what could we do? What would you have done? At least our ghosts are together now. So now Romeo and Juliet's story is our own story. Rival families, tragedy, love is the oldest story, and no one wins at the end, do they? Well, I hope you enjoyed this story. Come back for more of Meg's Mysteries. Until next time, enjoy your evening.